Hello there, this is Senior Steve here. I finally got my notebook from Vizio, refurbished. I think that basically this was not in refurbished, but since they don't make it anymore, they could not sell it as new at such a low price. And I got it straight from Microsoft through wood.com. But it came certified refurbished sticker from Microsoft signature on the box. And it's very interesting because it's a really, really good looking laptop notebook, ultra thin. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Some of you have it. There's not many reviews out there for this laptop, so I just want to tell you my little piece on this since I had it for about 5 days now and what I think. Most of the reviews tend to be kind of like 3 stars or something like that because they give us some knockdown because of stupid things, I think, and I'm going to go over some of them today. Overall, you have to see that this is a really beautiful computer. I mean, it's all aluminum. It has a 1600 by 900 HD plus display, 14 inches. So I also like that a lot. That is 14 inches. It gives you a little more real estate there on the screen than the usual 13.3. And just a little bigger, and it's only weighed a little over 3 pounds, so it's still pretty light. But bottom line is a very beautiful piece of computer. It's, like I said, it's all aluminum. Has a beautiful screen, very detailed, and also is touch. So you can use touch to use it. It's a very nice. I think this model was made in. Last time was in 2014, so you can find any out there. I would say buy it because the prices are great. I bought this one here for less than $400, so for what it is and what it came with and the amount of the specs that it has, it's a steal. I'm going to go over here on this screen about some of the specs on this notebook. It comes with it's the CT14T-B1 It comes with the AMD A10 4757 mobile processor with integrated Radeon HD graphics 7660, running at 2.3 gigahertz with a turbo of 3.2. It comes with an installed RAM of 8 gigabyte, which is very good. A 64-bit operating system. It had touch support with 10 touch points. It comes with a Microsoft signature. That means that it doesn't come with any bloatware like most of these HP and Lenovo's and Toshiba and Dell and Acer and all those other ones, which come full of stuff that you have to get rid of because it takes most of your hard drive. So this one is this type of Microsoft signature that comes just with the operating system and everything you need. It came with Windows 8.1 and immediately it was upgraded to Windows 10, which is really nice. This is how the notebook looked from the top with the visual symbol that lights up when you're using it. And it's a very subdued machine, all aluminum. And it just very well built. I wish that they would have stayed in the business, but you know how cutthroat this PC business is. So, but at least if you can get one, I think it's a great steal. And this is what I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the functions of these machines are so far. Just take a look how thin this Vizio notebook is. And very nice, very thin. And at the bottom, it has a rubberized area that is very easy to handle, and it's not slippery at all. And I'm showing you this because this light over here is the Wi-Fi, the wireless signal. So when it's lit, it means that it's on. Off, it's not on. And also I want to show you the little cutout right here to be able to lift up the display when it's closed. And he wakes up from his sleep very, very fast. It's one of the fastest, I think the fastest of any notebook that I ever had. And the cutout here, it just makes it easier for you to pick it up and open it up. Some of the reviewers in the past have said that this is difficult. Well, I don't know what kind of fingers they have, because I got big hand with very, very thick fingers, and I can get it open very easy. So I don't know what they're talking about that they cannot open up. I mean, it's not that hard. And it's just they always have to say something negative about everything. But anyway, it's very easy to open, and it goes on immediately from sleep. So I just want to show you this area right here about the light that is at the bottom. Most of the time the wireless light is on a different position, but this one have it at the bottom. I think it's just a nice detail. Here in this picture, it kind of looks kind of grayish, but it's actually silver as a kind of anodized light gray silver, but it's very beautiful. I think that I wish that some of the big manufacturers like HP and Lenovo and Acer and Dell will do really, really a good design work like Vizio did on this. And this was the first try for Vizio, the first time that they made a computer laptop type. And they really did a really, really good job. And some of the manufacturers have been doing this for years. They still using plastic and stuff like that, which it does, makes it for lighter, but at the same time very cheap, and they bend. The keyboards bend, the screen bends, and Vizio, on the first time coming out with a PC, they came up with a nice aluminum body. I mean, great specs all around. The cool thing about Vizio to me is how subdued they are on everything, just like on the TVs. Here you have the only display of the name is right at the right side bottom of this display for the laptop, kind of just like the TVs, which is on the right, and it's kind of like a little lip in here. Very, very nice, very well done. I mean, it's the closest thing really of a MacBook that you can get on the PC side of the house. And the good thing about that is that the quality is almost as good. And but it's just interesting how they don't put all the stickers and stuff on the keyboard and so on and so forth that all the other manufacturers do. I hope they learn something. But this business is cutthroat and pretty tough. So they didn't survive, but I still have they really had a good product. I hope they give it a second try in the future. Here's looking at from the left side of the notebook, and as you see, it's very nice and thin and very, very well done. Everything here is aluminum, nothing is plastic. So here you got the first button here is for the AC adapter. Here it comes with a USB 3.0 port, and here it has 3.5 millimeter headphones adapter. One thing that this Vizio notebook has been knocked down is because of the not many ports, and that's true because you had they got the USB, one USB on this side, and the headphone port on this side. And on the right side, you only have two more ports, which is another USB 3.0 port for a total of two 3.0 USB ports, and a full-size HDMI port. I understand that you could have put maybe a micro-size HDMI port, and maybe be able to put in one of those SD cards adapter or something like that. But overall, the laptop is beautiful, and it doesn't have any other port, nothing in the back. It's just clean and good looking and easy to handle. It doesn't have nothing that's going to get all messed up in there. So let's talk a little bit about how I feel about the keyboard and the trackpad, which is the thing that you're going to be using the most, and the display too. First thing I have to say, let's discuss the keyboard a little bit. Here's the keyboard, and one funny thing about it, some of you might not realize this because you're too young, is that in the past, the chiclets keyboard, which are the one popular today, like the one from the MacBook and the new HPs and so on and so forth, they got individual keys, okay, in individual holes in the keyboard area. Those were supposed to be in the past the cheap ones. Now this type of keyboard was the one that everybody wanted, but things change with time. So Vizio had been knocked down a little bit on the keyboard because, like everything else, it doesn't conform to the same thing that everybody expects. So they say, oh, it doesn't have a chiclet keyboard. It has an island style keyboard. Well, actually, it's a very nice keyboard. It has nice pressure. Doesn't have any click, but it's a nice pressure, and the travel of the keys are very nice. Some people say that the travel is too short. You cannot make a keyboard that is perfect for everyone. But it is a very nice keyboard. The keys are very large. Even people with large hands will have no problem using it. Yes, it's not a lighter keyboard. And the reason that Vizio gave for not having a lighter keyboard was because not so much of price, but about weight and width and of the computer. So they weren't able to find a good provider for those parts that will accommodate what they wanted to do. So they decided to go without being lighter, which is okay, because even at this price that this computer was selling at the beginning when they came out, most of those computers had no lighter keyboards, so that's not really an issue. But on the other hand, it would have been nice to have, but for less than $400 that I bought this computer, I don't expect it. But the keyboard is very good. Very large. It's good feel to it. Very quick. I know that on the initial batch of this computer, when they came out, the drivers were not really that good, I think, and they finally got it right by the time the second batch came out, I think, in the middle of 2012. And now this one here, which is the 2014 model, they really had good drivers for everything. Also, another thing they did was on the trackpad, they use a different company at the beginning. I think for the first two manufacturer sections that they had, but then I think in 2013 they got enough complaints about the trackpad that they went and ended up getting a Synaptic, which is the gold standard on trackpad on the PC side of the house. Apple is the gold standard in the world for trackpad. But they went to Synaptic, and the trackpad now works pretty good for a PC. Because let's face it, nobody makes trackpad like Apple, and no more the trackpad works like the Apple MacBook. And the Synaptic one is the better one among the PC manufacturer. And so they went with this one in 2013 and 14. So most of the time, any of this Vizio laptop that you get, we're going to have a Synaptic trackpad, which is had all the new drivers, and it works pretty good, again, for a PC. Now here's a close-up of the trackpad, and one thing I had to knock Vizio on this is that the trackpad area is pretty small. Most PCs trackpad areas are usually small. Some of them are coming up with larger area, but none of them is usually as large as the MacBook. It just makes it so much easier to work. If this trackpad would have been maybe a quarter of an inch larger in all four sides, it would have been so much nicer But again, everything is about price, So, but so far, I have the latest drivers on the Trackpad, and it works pretty good. I can move around the computer pretty easily. Most PCs usually have problem with it, and that's why so many people kind of use a mouse still with notebooks on the PC side of the house. But I find myself that I don't do that much. I just kind of go with the flow, and I use it the best I can, and they work pretty good. And with this Vizio having a touch display, sometimes you can work together between the trackpad and touch, and it makes it pretty good. So using the keyboard and the trackpad with the touch base display, it makes it a very, very nice experience. And I never thought that I would like to have a notebook with a touch display, but getting this one with it, which was not something that I was trying to get, but it just came with it. I think it works, even though I don't like to get all the fingerprints on the screen. And here's something funny about reviewers, professional reviewers. They say, well, whatever tablet might be an iPad, or is an Android tablet, or a Windows tablet, or one of those 2-in-1 devices, they say, well, they are a magnet for fingerprints. Well, tell me what is not a magnet for fingerprint where you actually use your fingers to work with. What kind of material can you make that doesn't cost you $1,000 per inch, okay? That you don't put your fingerprints with oil that we have in our hand, and they're going to be a magnet for it. It's so silly for reviewers to say those things like, well, this display's a magnet for fingerprint. It's just plain stupid. But anyway, I don't particularly like that about computers, to have a touch base, but I guess you can get used to it. Anyway, overall, I think that, Vizio did a really good job of making their first foray into the PC market, especially on the laptop. I don't know how they did on the all-in-one that they created also. But they did a fantastic job, a good platform, a good design. They really took their time, and overall, it works really, really good. If you can get one for the price that they're selling right now, even though they say refurbished, this is mostly new, I say go get it, because you're going to be really, really happy with it. The keyboard works great. The trackpad works as good as any of the common PC trackpad. The display is gorgeous. It's HD plus 1600 by 900, but it looked great because it's only a 14-inch across. It responds really good to the touch sensitivity, and it's actually pretty light at 3-point-something pounds, and it looks good because and it lasts you for a long time because it is an aluminum, and I think that you're going to really enjoy it. It has fantastic sound. It's a SRS sound, and also has Wi-Fi, every type of Wi-Fi, including the new AC classification. So they did a good job of figuring out all the angles on this type of PC. And the spec was just right, and the machine is light enough that you can take it on trip and not be bothered by the weight. It's just a very useful little machine here. And overall, I think that they got into the market at a kind of a bad time when PC sales were going down. And just by looking at their first try on the PC market, I hope that they maybe in the future get back again, because they did a fantastic job, a much better job than most of the manufacturers that have been around for years and years. So overall, I give this machine 4 stars. maybe 4.5, because it's actually a very, very good little notebook. 14 inches, 8 gigabyte of memory, 128 gigabyte SSD drive, an AMD A10 quad core, touch display, and an HD plus display. It makes it for a really, really nice Windows 10 machine. And if you can get one, any price below $500, I say go for it. Some of them I have seen for sale also coming with the 4 gigabyte. I don't know if you can expand that memory, but also like the one I got, it came with 8 gigabyte of memory, so it makes it just perfect for what I need. So this is my review of the Vizio CT14T-B1. So you have a great day, and let me know in the comments what you think and whether or not you have one. If you have one, let me know what you think about it, and maybe we can communicate and figure out whatever problem we all have. Take care and have a great day.